This is looking like a bit of an adventure now, huh? We're gonna be waiting here for a very long time, right?
Yep. It's actually about 30 to 40 minutes.
I'm not ready for this.
William Patterson University, main campus.
This is the new building skyline.
Is it a dorm?
Yeah.
Looks like it. Looks more modern. This feels fucking weird. A little nervous, I'm not gonna lie. My name is James, and as of when this film was created, I am 23 years old. I am also the firstborn in a family of 6. Growing up as the firstborn in any large family is really fucked. I felt like a trial run of sorts for my parents. There were very high expectations put on me, as I was supposed to set an example for my younger siblings.
Do you ever think that the expectations you put on your children might be a little bit too much sometimes?
Yes, I believe sometimes. As a kid, I was always being told that from my parents that that we should try to do our best, and that's why it got stuck in my head as I became a mother.
I think every parent has a lot of expectations for their children. To be honest, I mean to live your life without expectation is just to me it makes no sense.
There's times where like you don't know what the hell you're doing. That's how I feel like I've been living my entire life. Like I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't have a clear idea of what I want to do. That's fucking terrible. I feel like I'm gonna just get beat around, fucked up, and never really understand what it was that I wanted. What is it that I want?
These expectations are so high, in fact, that when I didn't meet them, I was made to feel like I had committed a crime or something.
So sometimes you think that you're doing enough, and then it might not necessarily means that it's the truth, you know.
In 2017, I was graduating high school, and the years of never feeling like I was making my parents proud really hit me. During this time, my parents made it known that I was to go to college and I had no choice in the matter. It was a confusing time, but a lot of pressure was put on me to make a choice, so I chose William Patterson University.
Like as a mother, yeah, like I said, I wanted the best for you, and sometimes we think that you guys are not ready to make your own decisions, so that's why we are giving like an extra push. That's what I did when you were not even sure which college to apply. And then when you got accepted in one of them, I basically pushed you to go there.
My best friend Donaldson was going to be my roommate there, and we were going to stay at Madelson Hall. We were all the way up there.
All the way up there. Fourth floor.
It's the old room, huh?
How did it make you feel knowing that since we're going to the same university, that we were all right to be roommates?
It was great. The only thing that what annoyed me was that they're putting pressure on you. Because
Who's they?
our parents, pretty much almost everyone that we knew.
I guess you had that pressure and your up in your shoulders of what we expected from you.
I felt so alone, and all I could think about was, am I making my parents proud?
I don't even want to talk about my family. Because it's like I don't even feel like I even know them. Like I'm a complete stranger to them.
This constant negative aura that followed me throughout the campus was making every step I took there feel like I was in hell. On my last day there, September 15th, I told Denelson I would step out.
There's one night I knew for sure that something was off because I know you said you were going to step out for a bit. I'm like, all right, just keep me in touch. Let me know what's up. And then that happened.
I sat on a bench outside of Madelson around 11 p.m. and texted someone I was close to at the time, my friend Katie.
Well, you had sent some very concerning messages to me. Do I remember what they said exactly? No, but I know that, I know the tone of those messages. It had me very worried. I had known what you had been going through, and even back then, like, I felt like pretty helpless because I just didn't know how to get you out of like that hole.
Suddenly a switch went off in my head and I started walking, and I kept walking until I ended up in a forest.
I think you had even told me in the text that like you didn't know where you were, so I was like, okay, he's definitely trying to do something.
I was in my thoughts, and the only thing that came to me was a voice telling me about how much of a failure I was. All I could do was scream, "Go away," but it wouldn't stop. I wanted it all to end, so I took off the belt I was wearing and made a makeshift noose out of it, but Katie called me.
What was it that made you call me?
Like, this is just like going back, like, again, we got really close, like, I think especially in the summer. We've cried to each other about like different things, and I knew what you were going through. Cut. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
I hate it here.
It's all good. It's all good.
You might have to edit this out. I think, like, really, aside from like knowing what you were going through, like, I called you most importantly because I cared about you, and obviously, like, I didn't want you to like do something stupid knowing it could have been prevented and I could have done something.
Mm-hmm.
So I called you. I just remember you being very, or at least sounding extremely unhappy, and you were crying, and I was just there trying to calm you down. I was really afraid, James. Like, I think you purposely got lost because you didn't want to be found, and that was concerning to me. I had just felt like I had failed you, and like, you know, my biggest fear was like coming to life.
Through some sheer amount of luck, a police car happened to drive by and caught sight of me.
What ended up happening was that a car got pulled over, traffic stop.
Mm-hmm.
The cops saw me laying, like, sat there, and then they came up to me. But you were still on call the whole time while all of this is happening. What were your thoughts? Like, I'm sure you heard the sirens, or maybe heard like somebody call out and say something to me.
I vaguely remember hearing like someone asking you questions, but I do remember you telling me like the cops are here. I was just glad that you were found.
I took a deep sigh and told the officer I was feeling suicidal. He requested an ambulance, and they told me they were going to take me to a hospital in Patterson.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel very, very weird being around here. I really feel like I'm not supposed to be here. This is it. This is where I came from. Because I remember the uphill, and those are the doors. Those white doors, you go right through them, and then you're just in there.
I arrived in the ER at around 1 in the morning and spent only a few hours there before my dad walked in.
I was nervous. I was thinking, what happened. What happened to you? How you were feeling at the time. And that's basically what was going through my mind. Was some sort of a relief for me that you were alive.
After being discharged from the hospital, I withdrew from William Patterson.
Did it bother you a little bit that I was gonna leave?
it did, but it also relieved me that you're gonna be much more happier doing something else than being at a place where that you're not happy, that you're not interested in being at. If I remember correctly, you're just doing it to please your parents, being in a 4-year university, just getting a degree and all that.
I truly didn't care, and we took over with your mother about it. You know, we talked it over, and that you dropping out was just secondary. I mean, I think the critical thing was to find out what happened, to try to get it together, to try to help you out, you know, and to help us out.
It really took a toll on pretty much everyone that day.
I do still think about it sometimes.
Those days were the darkest days in our lives. That it was really hard to hold on, but thankfully you came home, you stayed home, you left school, and you went to therapy.
The next 5 years or so were years of healing. I can't say I'm a happy person now, but I feel better than I did during that time.
I think that I see you more comfortable, more confident.
I try to live for myself now. I do things I like, and it's giving me so many memories that I wouldn't have if things went the other way. My parents and I might not be that close still, but things are slowly getting better between us.
You know, we learn, unfortunately, the hard way to let things go, not to be too possessed and too hard as a parents, you know, and then also, you know, to see how fragile we can be, you know.
I do only have one question left for them, though.
Are you proud of how far I've come?
I mean,
Always.
I've been proud when you started walking. I'm proud when you started calling me Dada. I always been proud. And I will be proud. Whether you became whatever you want, you know. You're my son.